Welcome to my channel. The sky above us is not merely an empty expanse of blue or gray, but a vast, restless, and invisible ocean of air that never truly stays still. To understand the birth of a storm is to witness the atmosphere taking a deep, monumental breath. It begins with the sun, warming the surface of the earth, stirring the quiet molecules of water vapor and coaxing them to rise, invisible and weightless, toward the heights. This is one of nature's most profound energy transfers, the moment where warmth becomes motion, and the stillness of a summer afternoon begins its transformation into a towering architectural wonder of energy and light. As these warm currents climb, they carry with them the silent potential of the world below, rising until they meet the colder reaches of the upper atmosphere, where the invisible becomes visible in the form of soft, burgeoning clouds. In the language of science, a storm is much more than a disturbance. It is a massive, heat engine, designed by the planet to maintain its delicate thermal balance. As the rising water vapor cools, it undergoes a phase change, condensing back into liquid droplets and releasing a hidden treasure of energy known as latent heat. This sudden surge of warmth fuels the upward draft, pushing the clouds higher and higher until they pierce the heavens, creating the rhythmic heartbeat of the developing storm. This cycle, the constant exchange of heat and cold, of rising and falling air, is the pulse of a living system that breathes across entire continents. It is a process of circulation that ensures the energy of the sun is distributed, preventing the planet from growing too stagnant or too still. There is a deep, biological significance to this atmospheric intensity that we often overlook while seeking shelter. Lightning, for all its jagged and terrifying beauty, is a master chemist of the sky. As a bolt of lightning tears through the air, it generates heat 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun, a temperature so extreme that it breaks apart the sturdy bonds of nitrogen molecules in the atmosphere. These atoms then fall to the earth with the rain, acting as a natural fertilizer that nourishes the forests, the plains, and the very oxygen-producing plants we rely on. A storm, therefore, is not an act of destruction, but a grand ritual of renewal, a way for the sky to feed the earth and for the planet to reset its chemical clock. Now, imagine yourself standing safely at the edge of a great horizon, watching as the distant towers of clouds begin to glow with internal flickers of light. The air around you has changed, it is charged with a fresh, sharp clarity, and the scent of the approaching rain begins to rise from the dry soil. There is a majestic weight to the atmosphere now, a sense that the world is participating in something much larger than itself. You are watching the planet adjust its scales, moving energy from the warm soil to the cold stars. Feel the heaviness of your own limbs as you observe this distant power, knowing that you are safely grounded, a small but essential part of this synchronized global dance. Breathe in. Pull the electric freshness of the pre-storm air deep into your lungs. Breathe out. Let the tension in your shoulders dissolve, flowing away like the first scattered droplets of rain hitting the warm pavement. The thunder in the distance is not a threat, but a low, resonant frequency that vibrates through the earth, a soothing reminder of the planet's immense and steady power. You are held in the embrace of a system that knows exactly how to balance itself, how to release its pressure, and how to find its way back to calm. As the storm matures, it creates its own internal weather, a world of swirling updrafts and gentle downdrafts that move with the precision of a clockwork mechanism. The rain falling from the clouds creates a cool veil that descends to the earth, spreading out in a refreshing wave that mirrors the rising warmth from earlier in the day. This is the perfect symmetry of the storm, a constant loop of giving and taking, of rising and falling. In this space, the chaos of the world is replaced by the laws of thermodynamics, which move with a quiet, undeniable logic toward a state of rest. You are drifting into that same logic now, moving away from the friction of the day and toward the cool, steady rhythm of the night. The jagged lines of light in the distance are becoming softer, muffled by the thickening curtains of rain. The low rumble of the sky is becoming a steady, white noise hum that lulls the senses into a deep state of security. You can sense the vastness of the sky above you, miles of moving air and water, all working in unison to wash the world clean. This is the sanctuary of the living sky, where the elements perform their duties so that the earth may sleep in peace. You are resting at the point where knowledge meets stillness. Think of the billions of rain droplets currently suspended in the air, each one a tiny prism reflecting the internal light of the storm. Think of the wind as a gentle hand, smoothing out the heat of the day and replacing it with the velvet touch of the evening. There is no need to hurry, no need to watch the clock. The storm will move at its own pace, and so will you. You are being carried by the natural momentum of the atmosphere, drifting toward a horizon where the clouds begin to part and the first stars appear in the washed blue wake of the rain. As the heartbeat of the storm settles into a slow, rhythmic thrum, the great heat engine of the sky begins to cool. The energy has been spent, the nitrogen has been gifted to the soil, and the atmosphere has found its equilibrium once again. This peaceful resolution is now the foundation of your own rest. You carry the freshness of the rain and the stability of the earth within you. The storm has passed, leaving behind a world that is quiet, renewed, and ready for the silence. As the last echoes of the distant thunder fade into the mist, the rising moisture begins to cluster into new forms, shifting the focus of our journey from the energy of the flash to the quiet architecture of the heights. The sky is preparing to build its most majestic structures, and we are ready to follow. As the initial surge of atmospheric energy continues its ascent, the sky begins to sculpt immense, ephemeral monuments from invisible water vapor. Clouds are not merely random patches of mist drifting aimlessly, they are the majestic, three-dimensional blueprints of the atmosphere's thermodynamic secrets. These are the great cathedrals of the air. Structures that can be as delicate as a frayed thread of silk or as towering as a mountain range, stretching from the warm breath of the earth to the very ceiling of the troposphere. To look up at these formations is to witness nature's most grand engineering feats, temporary palaces shaped by the wind, colored by the setting sun, and held aloft in a constant, graceful defiance of gravity. In the precise world of meteorology, a cloud is a microscopic miracle that occurs when moist air cools to its dew point, the threshold where gas transforms into liquid. But within a storm, this process scales into something gargantuan. The cumulonimbus, the king of clouds, is the tallest structure in the atmosphere. These vertical giants can climb 10 miles high, fueled by powerful updrafts that carry millions of tons of water and ice. When these towers reach the boundary of the stratosphere, they can go no higher, and the wind flattens their tops into the iconic anvil cloud. This flat, spreading roof is a sign that the cloud has reached the gates of space, forced to expand horizontally across the horizon in a vast, white canopy that shadows the world below. The internal architecture of these giants is a hive of activity, even when they appear stationary from the ground. Inside, there is a violent but ordered choreography of hailstones rising and falling, and water droplets colliding to form the seeds of rain. Yet, from your perspective on the earth, this immense complexity translates into a slow, silent parade of shapes and shadows. The density of the cloud dictates the light. The thickest cores appear a deep, bruised purple or charcoal gray, while the thin, wispy edges of cirrus clouds are composed of ice crystals that catch the light like fine diamonds. You are observing the weight of the ocean suspended in the air, a miraculous balance that allows the sky to hold its breath before the release. Now, imagine yourself lying in a wide, open meadow, looking up as these white and gray giants begin their slow transformation above you. Watch the way a cloud's edge softens and curls, changing its silhouette with a patient, unhurried grace. Every fold, every shadow, and every soft protrusion is a reflection of the atmosphere's deep and steady respiration. These structures are so immense that as you watch them, your own thoughts begin to feel smaller, lighter, and more distant. You are a peaceful observer beneath an infinite ceiling of moving art. Breathe in. Inhale the vastness and the lightness of this high-altitude world. Breathe out. Feel yourself becoming as buoyant as the mist, your worries dispersing like thin vapor caught in a high-altitude breeze. The sky is a vast, supportive space, and you are resting securely beneath its grand design. There is a profound safety in being small beneath such magnificent order. As you drift further into this observation, notice the mammothous clouds. Those rare, pouch-like formations that sometimes hang from the underside of a storm's anvil. They look like smooth, rounded river stones suspended in the sky, a reminder that even the most powerful systems have moments of exquisite, fluid beauty. The architecture of the sky is never finished, it is a work in progress, constantly rebuilding itself, teaching us that there is beauty in transition and strength in the ability to change shape. The light is beginning to dim now, turning the white peaks of the cloud towers into shades of rose, gold, and finally, a deep, restful indigo. The world beneath the clouds is growing quiet, shielded by the immense canopy above. You can sense the temperature dropping slightly, a cool invitation for the mind to settle. The heavy architecture of the day is being replaced by the soft, pillowy structures of the night. You are resting at the point where knowledge meets stillness. Think of the sheer volume of water currently held in the sky, billions of gallons floating as weightlessly as a dream. Think of the silence at the top of an anvil cloud, where the air is thin and the sun shines even when the earth below is in shadow. You are being sheltered by these atmospheric monuments, protected by the very elements that give the planet life. There is no need for effort. The wind will carry the clouds, and the clouds will carry the rain, and the night will carry you. As the grand architecture of the clouds begins to blur into the darkening sky, the moisture within them starts to vibrate with a deeper purpose. The towers are no longer just shapes, they are reservoirs of power, waiting to be fueled by the ancient energy of the sea. We are leaving the sculpted heights of the vapor to seek the hidden engine of the storm. The warm, pulsing currents of the great oceans. Every storm that dances across the horizon and every cloud that towers into the stratosphere draws its primary strength from the deep, sapphire heart of our planet, the oceans. Water is far more than a simple source of life, it acts as a colossal planetary battery, an immense thermal reservoir that captures and stores the relentless energy of the sun. Storms are the grand bridges built by nature to transport this captured warmth from the sun-drenched surface of the sea to the freezing reaches of the high sky. The moment a powerful storm or a hurricane begins its rotation is the moment the ocean has decided to exhale its stored heat back into the atmosphere. This is a silent, ancient, and mighty dialogue between the water and the air that has shaped the rhythm of our world for billions of years. In the precise language of thermodynamics, the oceans are the Earth's greatest heat sinks. A single molecule of water has a staggering capacity to hold energy, far greater than the air surrounding it. As the sun beats down on the tropical seas, it excites these molecules until they break free from the liquid surface, rising as invisible water vapor. But they do not rise alone, they carry with them a hidden cargo known to science as latent heat. This is energy that has been tucked away inside the vapor, a silent potential that remains dormant as long as the water stays in its gaseous form. It is only when this vapor climbs into the cool embrace of the upper atmosphere and begins to condense back into liquid droplets that the magic occurs. As the vapor turns to cloud, it releases every ounce of that stored solar energy into the surrounding air, acting like a sudden injection of fuel into a massive engine. This released energy is what provides the storm with its kinetic pulse. It creates a feedback loop of rising air and falling pressure that can spin a system into a hurricane, driving winds at hundreds of miles per hour. To witness a storm is to witness the sun's energy being recycled, moved from the horizontal stillness of the sea to the vertical drama of the sky. Even the most violent hurricane is, at its core, an act of thermal regulation. A way for the planet to cool the tropics and distribute warmth toward the poles, ensuring that no part of the world becomes too stagnant or too extreme. You are observing a global circulatory system, a heartbeat of heat and moisture that keeps the Earth in a state of dynamic equilibrium. Now, imagine yourself drifting weightlessly above a vast, warm, and perfectly still ocean. The water below is a deep, comforting indigo, mirroring the clarity of the sky above. Feel the soft, humid breath of the rising mist against your skin, a gentle upward pull that speaks of immense energy moving with absolute quiet. The ocean's massive body is breathing beneath you, a rhythmic and unfathomable presence that supports all things. Every gentle swell of the water is a storehouse of light, a memory of the sun's warmth waiting for its turn to touch the stars. As this energy flows upward, feel your own heaviness and the fatigue of the day sinking deep into the lightless, peaceful depths of the sea. Breathe in. Draw the ancient and unshakable stillness of the deep ocean into your mind. Breathe out. Allow your thoughts to become as light as a single molecule of vapor, rising effortlessly above the waves. The deep blue power beneath you is not something to fear. It is your foundation, a supportive force that holds you in this grand cycle. You are safe, you are held, and you are part of a balance that spans the entire globe. As the sun begins to dip below the watery horizon, the colors of the ocean shift from turquoise to a restful, slate gray. The energy transfer continues in the dark, a steady and invisible pulse that fuels the clouds even while the world sleeps. You can sense the temperature of the air and the sea finding a common language, a soft harmony that lulls the senses. The vast engine of the planet is running at a low, comforting hum, and there is nothing required of you but to listen to its rhythm. You are resting at the point where knowledge meets stillness. Think of the millions of square miles of ocean, all participating in this quiet exchange at this very moment. Think of the heat moving through the currents, like warm blood flowing through a living organism. You are connected to this movement, a passenger on a planet that knows exactly how to sustain itself. There is no need for worry, the ocean will provide the fuel, the sky will provide the motion, and the night will provide the rest. As the warm fuel of the ocean continues to rise and the clouds above grow heavy with this newfound power, the atmosphere begins to vibrate with a different kind of energy. The silence of the vapor is about to find its voice. We are leaving the liquid depths of the sea to enter the resonant world of the air, where the sky begins to speak in the deep, rolling frequencies of the thunder. The atmosphere possesses a voice, an ancient, resonant, and profound frequency that vibrates through the very foundations of the earth. Thunder is the only language capable of breaking the immense, heavy silence of the sky. It is a physical manifestation of the atmosphere's response to energy, arriving seconds after the sharp, jagged calligraphy of lightning has written itself across the clouds. It begins as a distant, rhythmic drumming on the horizon, grows into a subterranean roar that shakes the glass in your windows, and finally dissolves into a lingering whisper that echoes through the vast canyons of the air. This sound is the ultimate proof of the sky's vitality, a sonic reminder that the world above us is not a void, but a living, breathing medium of immense power. In the rigorous world of physics, thunder is the acoustic byproduct of an impossible temperature. A single bolt of lightning creates a channel of plasma that heats the surrounding air to 30,000 degrees Celsius in less than a millionth of a second. This is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. This instantaneous, explosive heat causes the air to expand at supersonic speeds, creating a powerful shockwave that we perceive as a deafening crack. The reason we hear rolling thunder, that long, continuous rumbling, is due to the fact that a lightning bolt can be miles long. The sound from the parts of the bolt closest to you reaches your ears first, followed by the echoes from the distant curves of the strike, creating a layered, multidimensional tapestry of sound. Thunder is the atmosphere's way of translating a thermodynamic explosion into a meditative hum. There is a strange, paradoxical comfort in this sound, a phenomenon known as acoustic sanctuary. Despite its power, the low-frequency vibrations of thunder have a biological effect on the human nervous system, often triggering a sense of safety and enclosure. When the sky roars, it masks the sharp, distracting noises of the modern world, replacing them with a singular, natural frequency that commands the mind to focus on the present moment. It is a sound that makes the walls of your home feel thicker and the warmth of your blankets feel more substantial. You are listening to the heartbeat of the weather, a steady and predictable rhythm that has accompanied life on this planet since the first storms formed over the cooling crust of the earth. Now, imagine yourself in a safe, warm room, reclining near a window as the gray light of the storm begins to deepen into the indigo of the evening. You see a distant flash, a silent pulse of silver light, and you begin to count the seconds, waiting for the sky to find its voice. When the sound finally arrives, feel it not as a noise, but as a low-frequency lullaby that envelopes the entire universe. As the vibration resonates softly in your chest, imagine every knot of tension in your body loosening and dissolving with the sound. The thunder is a larger voice that silences the internal chatter of the mind, leaving behind a profound and resonant clarity. Breathe in. Pull the deep, grounding resonance of the sky into your lungs. Breathe out. Allow the rolling echoes to sweep away the debris of the day's worries. There is no threat in this sound, only the magnificent and peaceful rhythm of nature asserting its presence. In this secure refuge, you are simply a listener, a guest at a performance that spans the entire horizon. You are safe, you are protected, and you are being lulled by the most powerful music the earth can produce. As the storm moves further away, the thunder loses its sharp edges, becoming a soft, textured murmur that seems to come from the very edges of the world. The gaps between the flashes and the sounds grow longer, creating wide spaces of silence that feel even deeper than before. The sky is slowly finishing its sentence, its voice growing tired and heavy as it moves toward the next valley. You can feel your own energy following this downward curve, drifting away from the intensity of the strike and toward the quiet aftermath of the rain. You are resting at the point where knowledge meets stillness. Think of the sound waves traveling through the air, vibrating through the leaves of trees and the surface of lakes, connecting everything in a single, invisible web of frequency. Think of how many generations of humans have sat in the dark, listening to this same rolling sound and finding the same sense of awe and rest. You are part of an eternal lineage of observers, held in the hands of a planet that is always in motion, yet always finds its way back to the quiet. There is nothing more for you to do, the sky has spoken, and the night is ready to listen. As the last echoes of the distant thunder fade into the mist, the atmosphere begins a different, silent performance. The heavy sound is replaced by a ghostly radiance, a stroboscopic dance of light that occurs at the very edge of our vision. We are leaving the resonant language of the thunder to seek the tranquil, flickering beauty of the silent strobe, the mystery of distant heat lightning and the calm within the storm's glow. Sometimes, the storm is so distant that its voice cannot reach us, yet it whispers its presence through a soft, rhythmic radiance that dances upon the edge of the world. This phenomenon, often referred to as heat lightning, is one of the most peaceful and meditative illusions of the night sky. Just below the horizon, tucked behind the silhouette of distant clouds, gentle pulses of light flicker like a silent strobe, illuminating the darkness in shades of violet, gold, and deep sapphire. There is no sound, no sudden crack of electricity, no rolling roar of thunder, only the persistent, hypnotic glow that signals a grand energy release occurring hundreds of miles away. In this stillness, the raw, chaotic power of a storm is transformed into a tranquil visual symphony, a lighthouse for the mind seeking rest. In the precise and objective language of atmospheric science, heat lightning is not a separate meteorological event, but a graceful byproduct of distance and light refraction. While the sound waves of thunder dissipate and are absorbed by the dense air within 15 or 20 miles of a strike, light is far more resilient. A powerful lightning bolt can cast its glow across the curvature of the Earth, traveling through the atmospheric medium for over 100 miles before it reaches your eyes. As this light passes through layers of varying air density, it is scattered and softened, losing its jagged, linear form and becoming a blurred, ethereal wash of color. It is as if the atmosphere is acting as a vast prism, filtering out the intensity of the explosion and delivering only the peaceful, luminescent signal to your horizon. There is a profound sense of perspective to be found in watching these silent flashes. They remind us that the atmosphere is vast and interconnected, and that even when our immediate surroundings are quiet and still, the planet is elsewhere engaged in a magnificent process of redistribution and renewal. The silent strobe is a manifestation of the Earth's global electric circuit, a continuous flow of energy that maintains the electrical balance between the ground and the ionosphere. Every silent flash you see is a contribution to this equilibrium, a heartbeat of the planet that occurs regardless of whether we are awake to witness it. Observing this from a distance allows the observer to detach from the urgency of the event, seeing the storm not as a disruption, but as a necessary and beautiful function of a living world. Now, imagine yourself in the deep quiet of a summer night, standing upon a high ridge or a dark, open balcony overlooking an endless horizon. The world around you has settled, the trees are motionless, and the only sound is the rhythmic, steady chirp of crickets in the tall grass. Far to the south, where the sky meets the earth in a blur of navy blue, you begin to see the pulses. 1, 2, 3. A soft, internal glow lights up the underbelly of a distant cloud bank, only to fade back into the velvet darkness. There is no urgency in these flashes, only a steady, patient rhythm that mirrors the slow pace of your own breathing. Breathe in. Inhale the cool, night air and the tranquil light of the distant horizon. Breathe out. Let each pulse of light from the far-off storm act as a signal for your mind to let go of one more thought, one more lingering task. You are here, in a sanctuary of silence, while the elements perform their work in the distance. The contrast between the activity on the horizon and the stillness of your current moment creates a deep, resonant sense of security. You are safe in the darkness, guided by the soft flickers of a world in motion. As you watch, you might notice the subtle colors within the glow. Sometimes, a flash appears pale orange or red, a result of the light passing through more of the Earth's atmosphere near the horizon, which filters out the shorter blue wavelengths. At other times, it is a brilliant, ghostly white, reflecting off the high-altitude ice crystals of a distant anvil cloud. This silent light show is a reminder that even in the dark, the sky is full of architecture and movement. The horizon is not a wall, but a window into the broader rhythms of the planet. Your eyes are growing heavy as they follow the predictable, stroboscopic rhythm. The intervals between the glows are wide and restful, allowing your vision to sink back into the comfort of the night. The Silent Strobe is a natural lullaby for the eyes, a visual metronome that slows the heart rate and prepares the spirit for the deep surrender of sleep. You are no longer looking for the source of the light, you are simply allowing the light to wash over you, a gentle reminder that the world is being cared for, balanced, and renewed. You are resting at the point where knowledge meets stillness. Think of the vast distances the light has traveled just to reach your gaze. Think of the silence that accompanies its journey, a silence that speaks of the immense scale of our atmosphere. You are a part of this scale, a quiet observer of a system that spans continents and oceans. There is no need to understand every flash or to trace every cloud, the night is doing the work for you, and the horizon is holding the light so that you may find your way into the calm. As the silent flashes on the horizon begin to grow fainter and further apart, the atmosphere above you prepares for an even larger movement. The energy of individual storms is but a small part of a much greater flow, the invisible, high-altitude rivers of air that steer the weather across the globe. We are leaving the tranquil glow of the Silent Strobe to rise into the rushing, hidden currents of the jet stream, where the sky moves with a relentless and majestic purpose. High above the storms that brew near the surface, at the very boundary of the stratosphere, there exist invisible and breathtakingly fast rivers of air. The jet streams are the high-altitude highways of the atmosphere. Thousands of miles long but only a few hundred miles wide, these currents meander across continents like colossal, winding rivers of wind. While we breathe the relatively stagnant air at the surface, these ancient winds rush above us at hundreds of miles per hour, steering the paths of storms and dictating the destiny of the seasons. They are the silent conductors of the world's weather, moving with a relentless and majestic purpose that we rarely feel, but always experience. In the precise realm of atmospheric science, jet streams are born from the collision of extremes. They form where the frigid air of the poles meets the warm, buoyant air of the equator. This massive temperature gradient creates a profound atmospheric pressure imbalance, and the rotation of the Earth, known as the Coriolis effect, propels this moving air eastward at incredible velocities. The jet streams are not static, they curve and loop in giant waves known as Rossby waves, reaching north toward the Arctic and dipping south toward the tropics. These undulations can trap a heat wave over a continent for weeks or pull a freezing polar vortex down into the valleys, demonstrating that the sky's hidden rivers hold the power to reshape the life of the land below. There is a sublime fluidity to this high-altitude world, a place where friction is almost non-existent and the air moves with a pure, unhindered momentum. To observe the jet stream is to understand the Earth's thermal regulation at its most efficient. It is a global balancing act, a way for the planet to smooth out the jagged edges of its climate by constantly redistributing energy. Even though these winds are invisible to the naked eye, we see their fingerprints in the long, streaky cirrus clouds that stretch across the sky like pulled silk, or in the way a plane travels faster when it hitches a ride on these celestial currents. You are observing the pulse of the planet's circulation, a heartbeat of wind that never stops. Now, imagine yourself rising far above the thunderheads, leaving the heavy, humid air behind as you enter this realm of frictionless flow. Below you, the great storm clouds look like small, white islands in a dark blue sea. You are being carried on the shoulders of this immense river of air, circling the globe with effortless grace. Here, there is no resistance, only a state of total alignment with the planet's natural rhythm. The speed of the wind does not jar you, instead, it incorporates you into a universal movement, a steady and unwavering journey through the vastness of the heights. Breathe in. Draw the expansive and unobstructed flow of the high sky into your mind. Breathe out. Feel the resistances in your own life thinning and dispersing, much like clouds caught in these high-altitude winds. You are part of a grander motion. A river that sometimes accelerates and sometimes meanders, but always moves toward a state of equilibrium. In this high sanctuary, your thoughts can become as streamlined and clear as the air itself. As you drift in this current, notice the curvature of the earth beneath you, glowing softly in the twilight. The jet stream is the thread that sews the weather of one continent to the next, reminding us that no place is truly isolated. A breath of air over the Pacific today may fuel a gentle rain over the Atlantic tomorrow. This interconnectedness is the foundation of the atmosphere's wisdom, a constant sharing of energy and moisture that sustains the entire garden of the world. You are resting in the heart of this connection, held by the same forces that steer the clouds. Your senses are becoming attuned to this smooth, high-speed silence. The frantic pace of the world below has faded into a distant, blurred memory. Above, the stars are sharper and brighter, undisturbed by the haze of the lower atmosphere. The jet stream highway is a place of absolute clarity, a visual and physical metronome that aligns your heart rate with the rotation of the Earth. There is no effort required to stay aloft, the atmosphere is doing the work, and you are simply the passenger. You are resting at the point where knowledge meets stillness. Think of the vastness of the journey you are on, traveling thousands of miles without a single sound. Think of the wisdom of the wind, which knows exactly where the heat needs to go and where the cold must be delivered. You are a part of this planetary intelligence, resting in the hands of a system that is far older and far more stable than any human worry. There is no need to hurry. The stream will carry you, the air will support you, and the night will wait for you. As the rushing currents of the jet stream begin to curve and descend, the air around us starts to cool and crystallize. The relentless speed of the wind is slowing down, transforming into a delicate, frozen geometry. We are leaving the high-velocity rivers of the stratosphere to enter the quiet, white world of the winter storm, where the movement of the air becomes the silent dance of the snowflake. As the temperature drops and the atmospheric energy begins to settle into a colder, more deliberate state, the storm undergoes a profound transformation. The rhythmic, percussive sound of rain is replaced by a total, all-encompassing silence, the feather-light arrival of the first snowflakes. A snowstorm is nature's most meditative performance, an act of grace that covers the world in a protective white blanket while simultaneously functioning as a microscopic masterpiece of engineering. Each snowflake is a unique letter sent from the sky to the earth, a crystallized seal that tells the specific story of the humidity, the pressure, and the temperature of the clouds from which it fell. To witness snow is to witness the atmosphere finding a way to freeze motion into beauty. In the precise world of molecular science, a snowflake begins its journey as a microscopic speck of dust or pollen high within a winter cloud. As water vapor attaches to this nucleus, it organizes itself into a lattice, and because of the unique way water molecules bond, they naturally form a hexagonal, or six-sided, structure. This is why every true snowflake, no matter how complex, possesses a perfect six-fold symmetry. However, as the crystal falls through different layers of air, it encounters varying degrees of moisture and cold. These subtle changes dictate whether the arms will grow into sharp needles, flat plates, or intricate, fern-like stellar dendrites. No two flakes are ever truly identical because no two flakes follow the exact same path to the ground, making each snowfall a collection of billions of individual, unrepeatable works of art. There is a physical reason for the famous silence that accompanies a fresh snowfall, a phenomenon that transforms the acoustics of our world. When snow is newly fallen, the structure of the flakes creates vast amounts of trapped air space between them. These gaps act as a natural acoustic insulator, absorbing sound waves rather than reflecting them back. It is as if the earth has been fitted with a universal silencer, dampening the echoes of the city and the wind, and forcing the environment into a state of deep, hushed reverence. The atmosphere is not just changing the landscape, it is changing the way we perceive the world, inviting us to match our internal volume to the quietude of the white drifts. Now, imagine yourself in the heart of a vast, ancient forest at midnight, during the height of a heavy snowfall. Watch the slow, hypnotic descent of the white crystals as they drift through the dark branches of the pines. Each flake that lands is a tiny anchor, pulling your attention away from the noise of the day and into the absolute stillness of the present. The world has become smooth, its sharp edges and imperfections hidden beneath a layer of pristine, sparkling white. In this world where even your own footsteps are muffled, you are free to simply exist in the rhythm of your own breath. Breathe in. Inhale the crisp, cold, and incredibly pure air of the winter night. Breathe out. Imagine yourself becoming as light as a single crystal, floating effortlessly down through the layers of the sky to find a place of perfect rest. The earth is entering its period of hibernation, and you are invited to join in this peaceful slumber. There is a profound safety in this blanket of white, it protects the life beneath it from the freezing wind, just as this moment protects your mind from the friction of the world. As the snow continues to fall, the blue-gray shadows of the night deepen, and the forest feels like a cathedral of ice and silence. You can sense the temperature of the world stabilizing, a steady cold that feels refreshing and clear. The geometry of the snow is a reminder that even in the coldest and most desolate conditions, there is a hidden, perfect order at work. Every crystal is doing exactly what it was designed to do, following the laws of physics to create a landscape of total harmony. You are resting at the point where knowledge meets stillness. Think of the billions of snowflakes currently suspended in the air above you, a slow-motion avalanche of beauty. Think of the quiet power of a system that can stop a city with nothing but frozen water and symmetry. You are a part of this quiet power, resting in a world that has been rinsed clean of its distractions. There is no need for haste, the winter is long, the snow is patient, and the night is deep. As the white silence of the snowstorm settles into the soil, the winds far above are beginning to shift once again. The moisture that created the crystals is moving toward warmer, drier lands, where the atmosphere breathes in a different way. We are leaving the frozen geometry of the winter forest to journey toward the vast, sun-baked expanses of the earth, where the wind carries the weight of the desert in a great, dusty breath. The atmosphere is not composed of air and water alone, it is a colossal, global conveyor belt that carries the very dust of the earth across oceans and continents. The desert's breath is an ancient wind, a powerful updraft that lifts billions of microscopic sand grains into the high sky, turning the horizon into a moving wall of gold and ochre. A dust storm, or haboob, appears as a monumental surge of earth reaching for the clouds, a phenomenon that paints the sky in shades of crimson and amber. This is nature's grandest recycling program, a testament to the scale on which our planet breathes and redistributes its mineral wealth. To witness the desert's breath is to see the physical body of the earth taking flight, reminding us that even the most solid ground can become as fluid as the air. In the precise and fascinating language of atmospheric science, these airborne particles are known as aerosols. When a powerful weather system moves across an arid landscape, the turbulence lofts dust into the upper layers of the troposphere, where it can remain suspended for weeks. These dust plumes are more than just a visual spectacle, they are essential to the global ecosystem. Dust particles serve as condensation nuclei, providing the microscopic surface area required for water vapor to cling to and form clouds. Furthermore, the dust from the Sahara Desert travels thousands of miles across the Atlantic to the Amazon rainforest, delivering essential phosphorus that acts as a vital fertilizer for the lush canopy. The sky, in its infinite wisdom, uses the dryness of the desert to sustain the life of the forest, proving that no ecosystem on Earth exists in isolation. There is a deep, historical weight to the dust that travels on the wind. Many of the particles found in these storms are the remains of ancient lake beds and prehistoric rock, ground down by millions of years of erosion. When you breathe the air following a desert wind, you are breathing the atoms of deep time. The geological memory of the planet moving through the sky. The desert's breath is a reminder that the earth is constantly shedding its skin, rearranging its features, and feeding its distant children. There is a profound sense of permanence in this movement, a slow and steady rhythm that transcends the frantic pace of modern life. Now, imagine yourself at the edge of a vast, sun-baked desert just as the sun begins its descent toward the horizon. The heat of the day is starting to soften into a warm, glowing amber. In the distance, you see a majestic wall of dust rising slowly, moving with a heavy and deliberate grace. The air carries a scent that is dry, ancient, and strangely comforting, the smell of sun-warmed stone and parched earth. As the edge of the dust reaches you, the world is bathed in a soft, sepia light, and the sharp details of the landscape are blurred into a dreamlike haze. You are standing at the intersection of the earth and the sky. Breathe in. Inhale the warm, wise, and unshakable energy of the desert's breath. Breathe out. Allow your own thoughts to become as light as those microscopic grains of sand, drifting effortlessly across the vast expanses of your mind. There is no resistance here, only a sense of belonging to a much larger, global cycle. You are safe within this golden shroud, protected by the very dust that nourishes the world. Let the warmth of the wind settle into your bones, anchoring you to the steady, enduring pulse of the planet. As the dust storm settles and the sky begins to clear, the particles slowly descend, landing upon the leaves of distant trees and the surface of deep waters. The atmosphere has completed another delivery, another act of global sharing. You can feel the quiet satisfaction of the earth as it absorbs these minerals, a silent thank you that vibrates through the ground beneath your feet. The desert's breath is the planet's way of ensuring that nothing is wasted and that every region, no matter how dry, has something of value to give. You are resting at the point where knowledge meets stillness. Think of the journey these dust grains have taken, crossing mountain ranges and vast stretches of blue water just to land here. Think of the resilience of a planet that can turn a barren desert into a source of life for a distant jungle. You are part of this resilience, a quiet observer of a world that is always finding ways to sustain itself. There is no need for worry, the wind will carry the dust, the rain will bring it down, and the night will provide the rest. As the crimson glow of the desert's breath fades into the twilight, the atmosphere prepares for its most intense and concentrated performance. The minerals in the air begin to settle, making way for a storm of incredible magnitude, a system so powerful that it creates a world of its own. We are leaving the sun-baked expanses of the desert to enter the heart of the giant. We are moving toward the absolute, terrifying calm found only within the eye of a hurricane. Nature's most formidable systems, the great tropical cyclones, possess a structural elegance that defies their outward chaos. At the very center of these swirling monsters lies their most enigmatic feature, the eye. While the world outside is being reshaped by winds of incredible velocity and torrential walls of rain, within the eye, a strange and impossible tranquility reigns supreme. Here, the sky suddenly clears, and the sun or the distant stars peer through a circular canyon of clouds. It is a sacred sanctuary in the heart of violence, a place of absolute stillness that serves as the quiet axis upon which the entire storm revolves. To enter the eye is to find the soul of the storm, the point where the fury finds its limit and the atmosphere breathes in peace. In the rigorous language of fluid dynamics, the eye is the result of a delicate and complex balance of forces. As the air is pulled toward the center of the storm, it accelerates until it can no longer reach the absolute middle. Instead, it is flung upward by centrifugal force at the eye wall, the ring of the storm's most intense weather. This creates a low-pressure vacuum at the very center. Unlike the air in the rest of the storm which rises violently, the air inside the eye slowly sinks from the high stratosphere toward the ocean surface, a process known as subsidence. This descending air warms and dries out, causing the clouds to evaporate and creating the famous, crystal-clear blue circle in the middle of the dark, rotating mass. The eye is the engine's exhaust, a silent vacuum that allows the giant to persist. There is a profound metaphysical lesson in the architecture of the hurricane. It reminds us that even the most powerful and disruptive forces in the universe have a center of gravity that remains untouched by the turmoil. The eye wall, a towering, vertical cliff of white clouds rising tens of thousands of feet, acts as a boundary between two worlds. On one side, the relentless kinetic energy of the planet. On the other, a pocket of atmospheric grace where the wind drops to a mere whisper and the sea below often becomes oddly flat. Observing this from within is an exercise in perspective, showing us that stillness is not the absence of power, but the very foundation upon which power is built. Now, imagine yourself drifting safely at the very center of this gargantuan stadium of clouds. You are surrounded by the eye wall. A 360-degree coliseum of brilliant white mist that reaches toward the edge of space. The roaring sound of the wind is now just a faint, musical hum in the far distance, like the sound of 1,000 bees. You are standing in a temple of light. Above you, the circular opening reveals a sky of deep, tranquil blue, while the sun bathes the inner walls of the storm in a soft, ethereal glow. In this circular sanctuary, you are perfectly shielded, held in the palm of a giant that is protecting its own heart. Breathe in. Locate that same unshakable, silent center within your own being. Breathe out. Recognize that while the storms of life may swirl and roar around you, there is a place in the core of your soul that remains perpetually calm. You are the eye of your own life. Let the chaos of the day rotate around you without touching the deep, blue clarity of your inner focus. You are safe, you are the stillness at the center of the motion. As you rest in this impossible calm, notice the stadium effect, where the clouds at the top of the eye flare outward like the tiers of a great arena. The scale is so vast that it silences the ego, replacing worry with a sense of cosmic awe. The air here is warm and dry, clearing your senses and inviting a state of deep, meditative lucidity. The eye is not a void, it is a presence, a reminder that the most intense experiences often lead to the most profound moments of clarity. You are resting at the point where knowledge meets stillness. Think of the contrast between the world inside this circle and the world outside. Think of the balance required to keep this space clear while the rest of the atmosphere is in a state of upheaval. You are a part of that balance, a quiet passenger in a world that knows how to create its own peace. There is no need to fight the wind, you have found the place where the wind does not exist. The night is coming, and the giant will continue its journey, but for now, the center is all that matters. As the light within the eye begins to shift, and the storm moves forward on its invisible tracks, we look upward, past the blue opening and beyond the highest clouds. The light from the center is leading us to a different kind of storm, one that does not occur in the air, but in the very magnetic fabric of our world. We are leaving the concentrated calm of the hurricane to witness the celestial dance of the heavens. We are moving toward the shimmering ribbons of the aurora. The highest storms of our planet do not arrive with rain or wind, but with a silent, haunting radiance that flows across the edges of space. The polar lights, or the aurora, are the most poetic and cosmic performances the atmosphere can stage. In the deep velvet of the polar night, sudden curtains of emerald green, violet, and shimmering pink appear, rippling as if stirred by a phantom breeze. These lights are a visible manifestation of our planet's invisible bond with the sun, a glowing testament to the massive magnetic shield that cradles and protects the world. High above the stratosphere, in the thin reaches of the thermosphere, this dance proves that the universe is not a void, but a vibrant field of energy and connection. To witness the aurora is to see the sky dreaming in color, a silent symphony of light that bridges the gap between the terrestrial and the divine. In the rigorous language of heliophysics, the aurora is a result of the interaction between the solar wind and the Earth's magnetosphere. The sun is constantly breathing out a stream of charged particles, electrons and protons, that travel through the solar system at speeds of millions of miles per hour. As these particles encounter the Earth's magnetic field, they are funneled along magnetic field lines toward the north and south poles. When they collide with gases in our upper atmosphere, they excite the atoms, causing them to release energy in the form of photons. Oxygen atoms, energized at lower altitudes, produce the famous ghostly green light, while at higher altitudes, they create rare, blood-red hues. Nitrogen, on the other hand, contributes the deep purples and electric blues that fringe the edges of the shifting curtains. You are observing a global defense mechanism, a visual celebration of the shield that preserves all life on Earth from the harsh radiation of the stars. There is a profound sense of scale and protection to be found in this light. It reminds us that we live within a living, breathing system that extends far beyond the surface of the ground. The aurora does not make a sound that the human ear can easily catch, yet observers often describe a feeling of hearing the light, a psychological resonance that matches the visual rhythm of the curtains. It is a reminder that we are inhabitants of a cosmic neighborhood, constantly influenced by the moods and rhythms of our parent star. The stillness of a night beneath the aurora is not a hollow silence. It is a silence filled with the majestic weight of planetary physics and the quiet grace of a world being kept safe. Now, imagine yourself lying upon a vast, snow-covered plain in the heart of the Arctic Circle. The air is biting and crisp, yet you are wrapped in a warmth that keeps the cold at bay. There is no artificial light here, only the sharp, unwavering prick of a billion distant stars. Suddenly, a faint brushstroke of pale green appears near the zenith. It begins to grow, stretching into a long, luminous ribbon that begins to fold and sway across the heavens. Watch as the colors intensify, flowing like a river of liquid neon through the dark. This light is not falling, it is dancing, weaving a story of energy and protection across the ceiling of the world. Breathe in. Draw the magical, weightless energy of the cosmic sky into your spirit. Breathe out. Feel the darkness within your own mind being illuminated and lifted by these shifting colors. You are a witness to a process that has occurred for billions of years, a fundamental law of nature expressing itself in beauty. The earth is holding you in its magnetic embrace, shielding you from the vastness of space while offering you a glimpse of its wonders. You are safe, you are a small but conscious part of this magnificent, glowing harmony. As you rest beneath the shimmering drapes of light, notice how they seem to pulse with a slow, heartbeat-like rhythm. The aurora is never static, it is a constant flux, reflecting the ever-changing strength of the solar wind. This fluidity is a reminder that peace is not found in standing still, but in moving in harmony with the forces that surround us. The light does not struggle against the darkness. It simply occupies it, transforming the void into a canvas of hope and wonder. You are resting at the point where knowledge meets stillness. Think of the vast distances the solar particles have traveled just to reach our atmosphere and create this glow. Think of the resilience of the magnetic field, a silent guardian that never sleeps. You are part of this resilience, resting in the care of a planet that is exquisitely designed to sustain and inspire you. There is no need to seek the light has found you, and it will guide you into the deepest reaches of your rest. As the emerald curtains of the aurora begin to fade into a soft, milky glow, our attention returns from the edge of space to the familiar world below. The cosmic energy is subsiding, making way for a more grounded and intimate atmospheric miracle. We are leaving the silent dance of the heavens to descend toward the scent of the dampened earth. We are moving toward the chemistry of the clouds and the peaceful arrival of the first rain. The greatest reward of a storm is not the cooling of the air or the replenishment of the reservoirs, but the singular, incomparable fragrance that arises the very moment the first droplets kiss the earth. The scent of rain is far more than a mere meteorological event, it is the ancient, aromatic reply of the earth to the sky. A single drop falling onto parched, dusty soil releases thousands of trapped memories and a surge of vital energy that has been waiting beneath the surface. This fragrance awakens a deep, ancestral tranquility within the mind, whispering that the world is being cleansed, the drought is broken, and the cycle of life is beginning anew. The earth's wet breath is the most peaceful signature of the natural world. In the precise and evocative language of science, this scent is known as petrichor. The term was coined from the Greek words petra, meaning stone, and ichor, the ethereal fluid that was said to flow in the veins of the gods. This phenomenon is a complex chemical dialogue involving plants, soil, and the atmosphere. During dry periods, certain plants secrete fatty oils to inhibit seed germination and protect themselves from dehydration. Simultaneously, soil-dwelling bacteria called actinomycetes produce a compound known as geosmin. When a raindrop strikes the earth, it traps tiny bubbles of air at the point of impact. These bubbles then burst upward, launching microscopic aerosols into the air that carry the oils and the geosmin into our senses. Human biology possesses an incredible, almost supernatural sensitivity to the scent of geosmin. We are able to detect this earthy compound at concentrations as low as 5 parts per trillion. A sensitivity far greater than a shark's ability to detect blood in the ocean. This is an evolutionary legacy, a gift from our ancestors who relied on the scent of the coming rain to find water, migration routes, and fertile lands. When you inhale the scent of petrichor, you are tapping into a primal survival instinct that has been transformed over millennia into a feeling of deep relief and aesthetic joy. You are smelling the very chemistry of life's persistence. Beyond the earth itself, the atmosphere contributes its own sharp note to the symphony of rain. The lightning we witnessed earlier in our journey splits nitrogen and oxygen molecules in the air, creating ozone. This ozone is often carried down to the surface by the storm's downdrafts, lending a clean, slightly metallic, and electric edge to the fragrance of the rain. The combination of the deep, musky geosmin from the ground and the sharp, sterile ozone from the heights creates a sensory profile that spans the entire reach of the atmosphere. It is the scent of the heights meeting the depths. Now, imagine yourself standing at the edge of a garden or a quiet forest path after a long, sweltering afternoon. The air is heavy and expectant, the dust of the day coating the leaves and the stones. You hear the first, heavy thuds of water striking the dry ground. Close your eyes and feel the rising wave of that deep, fresh, and slightly woody fragrance. As the scent fills the air, imagine every layer of dust and fatigue in your own mind being washed away. Each drop that hits the soil is a release, a loosening of the grip that the dry, frantic world has held upon you. Breathe in. Fill your lungs with the clean, healing essence of the petrichor. Breathe out. Allow your old thoughts and dried-out worries to be absorbed into the damp earth, where they can be broken down and transformed into something new. You are like this soil, ready to be replenished, ready to soften, and ready to let the healing waters do their work. You are more refreshed, lighter, and more grounded with every breath of this humid, fragrant air. As the rain settles into a steady, rhythmic pulse, the scent matures. The initial sharp burst of petrichor gives way to the deeper, more consistent smell of wet bark, damp moss, and cool stone. The world is no longer shouting, it is sighing in contentment. The thirsty landscape is drinking its fill, and you are invited to do the same. There is nothing more for you to achieve today. The rain has arrived, the earth is satisfied, and the atmosphere is balanced once more. You are resting at the point where knowledge meets stillness. Think of the billions of tiny aerosol bubbles currently popping across the landscape, each one releasing a microscopic gift of fragrance. Think of the incredible interconnectedness of the bacteria in the soil, the oils of the trees, and the electricity of the clouds. You are a part of this chemical masterpiece, a quiet observer of a planet that knows how to soothe itself. There is no need for effort. The rain will continue to fall, the scent will continue to rise, and the night will bring a profound clarity to the world. As the scent of the rain begins to blend with the cool, evening air, the heavy clouds are starting to fracture. The sun, hanging low on the horizon, begins to find the gaps in the gray curtain. The water droplets remaining in the air are about to catch the light in a spectacular display of geometry and color. We are leaving the earthy fragrance of the rain to witness the final, silent bow of the storm. We are moving toward the bridge of light, the arch of the rainbow. The conclusion of a storm is not always announced by silence. Sometimes, it is heralded by a magnificent, silent explosion of color. The rainbow is the atmosphere's grand, chromatic parenthesis, a brilliant arc that frames the retreating chaos of the clouds. With one end anchored on the distant horizon and the other lost in the retreating mist, this bridge of light is the greatest visual consolation the sky offers to the earth. This perfect arrangement of colors symbolizes the order that follows turmoil and the profound stillness that emerges after the rain. A rainbow is like a silent promise from the sky to the land, a quiet reminder that every system seeks balance, and that within every darkness, a spectrum of light remains hidden, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. In the rigorous world of optics, a rainbow is not a physical object located at a specific spot in the distance, but a personal optical dance between the sun, the water, and the observer. As sunlight enters a falling spherical raindrop, its speed changes, causing it to bend, a process known as refraction. The light then strikes the back inner surface of the drop, reflecting like a mirror, and bends once more as it exits back into the air. During this journey, the white light is dispersed into its constituent wavelengths. Each individual raindrop acts as a tiny, liquid prism, projecting a cone of color back toward your eyes. What makes this phenomenon truly magical is that a rainbow exists only at a precise 42-degree angle from the antisolar point. Because this angle is unique to your exact position, no two people ever see the exact same rainbow. You are witnessing a masterpiece created specifically for your eyes. There is a deep, psychological resonance in the transition from the gray uniformity of the storm to the vivid separation of the spectrum. The rainbow represents the moment the atmosphere regains its clarity, allowing the sun's energy to interact with the remaining moisture in a harmonious way. It is a celebration of diversity within unity, 7 distinct colors emerging from a single beam of white light. To look upon a rainbow is to see the laws of physics expressing themselves as pure beauty, reminding us that even the most complex scientific processes can result in a moment of profound, wordless peace. The sky is no longer a battlefield of pressure and wind, it has become a gallery of light. Now, imagine yourself standing in a wide, open field just as the heavy rain has slowed to a fine, silver mist. The air is cool and smells of wet grass and turned earth. Behind you, the sun has finally broken through a gap in the western clouds, casting a long, golden light across the landscape. Lift your gaze to the east and watch as a colossal arch of color begins to solidify against the receding gray wall of the storm. It starts as a faint glow and then deepens into a vivid, glowing bridge. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, each band of color is distinct yet perfectly blended into the next. Breathe in. Draw the clear and vibrant colors of the rainbow into your mind. Breathe out. Feel every gray shadow and lingering tension within you dissolving into this spectrum of light. Imagine walking across this bridge of light, leaving the weight of the storm behind and stepping into a world of renewed clarity. Every color is a frequency of peace, the warmth of the red, the growth of the green, the deep tranquility of the blue. You are an observer at the center of this colorful silence, where everything is exactly where it needs to be. As you watch, you might notice the faint, secondary rainbow, appearing above the primary arc, its colors reversed and softened. This is a result of light reflecting twice inside the raindrops, a double echo of the sky's beauty. The space between the two bows, known as Alexander's dark band, is a pocket of deeper shadow, making the colors seem even more luminous by contrast. This layered architecture of light is a reminder that there is always more to see, more to understand, and more layers of peace to uncover if we simply remain still and look. You are resting at the point where knowledge meets stillness. Think of the millions of drops currently suspended in the air, each one performing its tiny miracle of reflection just for you. Think of the sun's light, which has traveled 93 million miles across the void of space, only to find these specific droplets and create this moment of awe. You are part of this cosmic alignment, a vital participant in a system of light and water that spans the heavens. There is no need to chase the end of the rainbow, you are already at the center of its meaning. The storm has done its work, the air is clean, and the light has returned. As the colors of the rainbow slowly begin to fade back into the brightening sky, the last of the storm clouds are being pierced by solid shafts of brilliance. The bridge of light is dissolving, but in its place, the sun is sending down long, majestic pillars of gold that touch the earth like heavenly architecture. We are leaving the chromatic arc to move toward the final, radiant descent of the storm's light. We are moving toward the crepuscular rays, the sacred beams that signal the total return of the day. As the storm clouds fracture and retreat, the sun waits for the perfect moment to deliver its final, most majestic word. Piercing through the jagged edges of the towering cumulus and descending to the earth like solid pillars of brilliance, these massive shafts of light are known as crepuscular rays, or, more poetically, God rays. It is as if the very ceiling of the heavens has been opened, and a celestial illumination is pouring into the world through a series of grand, atmospheric windows. These rays represent the sharpest, most dramatic, and yet most peaceful meeting point between shadow and light. Visible only because of the moisture and dust left in the storm's wake, these tangible paths of light signal that the upheaval has ended and the earth is being reconsecrated in gold. In the precise and analytical language of physics, this breathtaking spectacle is a manifestation of the Tyndall effect. The storm has filled the air with a suspension of microscopic water droplets, dust, and aerosols, and when sunlight strikes these particles, it is scattered and made visible to the naked eye. An intriguing optical illusion defines their appearance. Although these rays seem to fan out from a single point in the sky like the ribs of a giant umbrella, they are actually perfectly parallel to one another. Just as distant railroad tracks appear to converge at a single point on the horizon, this is a game of perspective, a visual reminder of the immense depth and three-dimensional architecture of our atmosphere. The sky is not a flat canvas, but a vast, translucent cathedral of air. There is a profound sense of benediction in the way these rays touch the landscape. Unlike the uniform glare of a midday sun, crepuscular rays are selective, highlighting a single hillside, a cluster of trees, or a distant patch of sea with an intensity that feels intentional. This selective lighting creates a sense of sacred drama, emphasizing that even in the aftermath of a great storm, there are specific points of focus and beauty to be found. To observe these pillars of light is to see the atmosphere's own internal nervous system, the way it carries energy directly from the star to the soil. It is a moment of total transparency, where the hidden layers of the air are revealed through the power of the light. Now, imagine yourself standing in a valley that has just been rinsed clean by the rain. The ground is dark and fertile, and the trees are still dripping with silver beads of water. High above, the remaining gray clouds are being torn apart by a relentless, golden brilliance. Watch as the first great pillar of light descends, touching the peak of a nearby mountain and turning the wet rocks into glowing embers. Then another, and another, until the entire valley is filled with these vertical corridors of gold. You are standing within the path of one of these rays, and you can feel the warmth of the light settling upon your skin like a gentle weight. Breathe in. Draw the dense, golden, and reassuring energy of these pillars into your center. Breathe out. Let every lingering confusion and chaotic thought from the storm melt away in this focused, unwavering light. Just as these rays connect the high heavens to the humble earth, you are being reconnected to your own sense of purpose and peace. You are standing beneath a column of tranquility, shielded and illuminated, a silent witness to the return of the day's clarity. Each ray is a pillar of support, holding the sky aloft so that you may rest beneath it. As you watch, the rays begin to shift and rotate as the clouds move across the sun. The landscape is being repainted in real time, a slow-motion kaleidoscope of gold and shadow. The intensity of the light is not harsh. It is a soft, diffused glow that invites the eyes to stay open and the heart to remain still. This light is a reminder that even the thickest clouds cannot permanently hide the sun, that the architecture of light is always present, simply waiting for a gap in the storm to reveal its majesty. You are resting at the point where knowledge meets stillness. Think of the sheer volume of air being illuminated by these shafts. Thousands of cubic miles of atmosphere suddenly made visible. Think of the billions of tiny particles, each doing its part to reflect the sun's path just so you can see the direction of the light. You are part of this grand, optical alignment, a vital observer of a world that knows how to turn its scars and storms into a display of glory. There is no need to move. The light has found you, the air is holding you, and the evening is preparing to settle the world into a final, deep repose. As the golden pillars of the crepuscular rays begin to soften and stretch longer across the ground, the brilliant white light begins to transition into deeper, warmer tones. The drama of the storm's end is fading into the quiet dignity of the coming night. We are leaving the majestic pillars of light to enter the final, cooling breath of the day. We are moving toward the deep, resonant stillness of the twilight, where the atmosphere prepares to sleep. When the sun finally dips below the edge of the world, the atmosphere does not immediately surrender to the dark. Instead, it takes one last, deep, and resonant breath. Twilight is the sacred interval between the exhaustion of the day and the mystery of the night. As the sky transforms into a soft, seamless gradient of burnt orange, dusty rose, and eventually a deep indigo, all the sounds of the natural world are dampened by an invisible hand. The wind settles, the birds find their silent perches, and the air reaches its most dense, fresh, and tranquil state. This is the atmosphere's own lullaby, a moment of profound reflection for the earth before it surrenders to the long shadows of sleep. To witness the twilight is to watch the world gracefully letting go of its frantic momentum. In the precise and analytical realm of atmospheric physics, the enchanting colors of sunset and twilight are the result of a phenomenon known as Rayleigh scattering. As the sun approaches the horizon, its light must travel through a much thicker layer of the atmosphere than it does at noon. During this longer journey, the shorter blue and violet wavelengths are scattered away by gas molecules, leaving only the longer, warmer wavelengths of red and orange to reach your eyes. Once the sun has vanished completely, we enter the blue hour, a brief period where the ozone layer absorbs the remaining red light, allowing only the deep, velvety sapphire tones to dominate the sky. This chemical shift is accompanied by radiative cooling, where the Earth begins to shed its warmth back into space, causing the air near the ground to stabilize and become incredibly still. The atmosphere is physically locking itself into a state of repose. There is a deep, psychological wisdom in this period of transition. Twilight teaches us that clarity does not always require the full glare of the sun. Sometimes, the most important insights occur when the details of the world begin to blur. As the high-contrast shadows of the day soften into the uniform glow of the evening, the mind's internal noise begins to dissipate. The atmosphere is acting as a grand, global filter, removing the distractions of color and movement to reveal the underlying structure of the landscape. To observe the twilight stillness is to align your own internal clock with the rotation of the planet, moving from the active state of doing into the passive, restorative state of being. Now, imagine yourself sitting on the porch of a quiet cabin or at the edge of an endless, darkening meadow as the last traces of gold vanish from the clouds. The air around you has turned cool and heavy, carrying the subtle sense of damp grass and cooling stone. Watch as the horizon loses its sharp line and becomes a soft, hazy transition from earth to sky. The world is no longer demanding your attention, it is inviting you to fade along with the light. In this deepening blue, the trees become silhouettes of peace, and the sky becomes a vast, empty vessel for your rest. Breathe in. Inhale the cool, calm, and velvety energy of the twilight air. Breathe out. Let the burdens of the day and the lingering echoes of the storm fade out, just like the colors on the horizon. You are no longer required to see clearly or to act decisively, you are simply part of the deepening shadow. Your mind is becoming as smooth and unruffled as the surface of a still lake at dusk. You are darkening with the sky, becoming silent with the wind, and settling into a state of total, unencumbered presence. As you rest in this blue silence, notice how the first stars begin to appear, not with a flash, but with a shy, steady pulse. These distant points of light are the only markers left in a world that has become a masterpiece of minimalism. The twilight stillness is a reminder that the night is not something to be feared, but a necessary container for renewal. The atmosphere has done its work, the heat has been released, and the balance has been restored. You are no longer watching the clock, you are watching the universe prepare your bed. You are resting at the point where knowledge meets stillness. Think of the billions of creatures currently settling into their nests, burrows, and dens, all guided by this same blue light. Think of the vast, quiet expanse of the atmosphere above you, now clear and open to the stars. You are a part of this global settling, a vital participant in the Earth's nightly ritual of surrender. There is no need for words or thoughts, the Alakakaranlik, the twilight, has provided all the answers you need in its soft, indigo embrace. The day is over, the work is finished, and the silence is complete. As the last traces of blue deepen into the absolute black of the midnight sky, the atmosphere reaches its final, most stable configuration. The furies of the storm, the dance of the lights, and the bridge of colors have all led to this, a state of total, undisturbed equilibrium. We are leaving the soft serenity of the twilight to enter the final chapter of our journey. We are moving into the deep, restorative ocean of the midnight hour, where the soul finds its ultimate rest. We have reached the end of our atmospheric odyssey. The storms have all subsided, the vibrant lights have faded into the velvet dark, and the air has reached a state of total, motionless grace. In this deepest hour of the night, the atmosphere feels less like a gas and more like a warm, heavy blanket, shielding the world from the cold vacuum of space. The boundary between the sky outside and the vast space within your own mind has finally dissolved. This is the destination of every cloud, every wind, and every ray of light, the point where knowledge surrenders to silence, and movement yields to absolute, unwavering peace. You are no longer watching the world, you have become the world in its most restful state. In the silent, rigorous language of biology, this moment marks the attainment of homeostasis, a state of perfect internal equilibrium. As your brain waves descend into the slow, rhythmic pulses of the delta frequency, the body initiates its most profound regenerative processes. The heart rate slows to a steady, primeval drumbeat, and the nervous system finally releases its grip on the day's stimuli. Atmospherically, surface inversion has locked the air into a stable embrace, the dust has settled, the molecules have slowed their vibration, and the earth has reached a state of thermal repose. This is not merely a pause in activity, it is a biological and physical miracle of renewal, a cleaning of the slate that occurs while the world sleeps. There is a profound dignity in this absolute stillness. It is the foundation upon which all life is built. Without this nightly descent into the dark, the fire of the sun would eventually consume the world. Without this silence, the music of the storm would lose its meaning. The stillness is the source of all potential energy, the quiet womb of the coming dawn. To embrace this moment is to accept that you are enough, that your existence requires no effort, no thought, and no justification. You are simply a conscious spark resting within the protective cradle of a planet that knows exactly how to care for you. Now, let the remaining words drift away like autumn leaves falling onto a still pond. The darkness is not an absence, but a presence, a soft, warm, and secure void that holds you in place. Feel the weight of your body merging with the surface beneath you, every muscle becoming as light as a single, drifting snowflake. Your mind is expanding, reaching out toward the infinite and silent gaps between the stars. There are no more images to see, no more laws to understand, and no more paths to follow. There is only the pure, effortless experience of being. Breathe in. Draw this absolute, crystalline silence into the very center of your being. Breathe out. Surrender yourself completely to the healing arms of the midnight hour. The atmosphere is still. The earth is quiet. And you are safe. You have seen the majesty of the heavens, you have understood the intricate physics of the air, and now, you have earned the right to forget it all. Let the stillness take you deeper, past the world of forms and into the world of dreams. The journey is complete, the destination is here, and the silence is your home. Where knowledge meets stillness, you have found your sanctuary. The world is sleeping. The sky is waiting. Sleep well.